So Rouge, I think you were feeling a little bit jealous from Oliver taking all the attention with the cat video, huh? Yeah, you're looking a little sad. So what do you want for Christmas? So we couldn't do a cat video without a dog video because, well, there's like 90 million pet dogs out there. And there's probably about over 50% of US households own dogs. And I don't blame them. Dogs are great. And stick around for the end for bloopers because filming with dogs, well, it's almost just as crazy as filming with cats. So this is what Rouge told me she wants for Christmas. She actually wants gifts that keep them healthy, happy, and obviously entertained. And as a veterinarian, I'm going to show you what that actually means and matters. The only things that I'm recommending are the stuff that actually have worked for us and our dogs in our household. So let's begin. One of her favorites, she's already anticipating it, is Oravet chews. Not only do they really like it, but you'll also really enjoy it because it's awesome for their dental health. They absolutely go crazy for them. So they are a dental product, and if you're struggling with a little bit of bad breath, Rouge, intent. We gotta talk a little bit about something that might embarrass you. Are you paying attention to me? Hello? She is fixated on this. This is how much they love this. There's simple ingredients, but I'm wondering if there's something else in here because they just love these so much. We gotta talk about your breath. Been meaning to tell you a little bit about this, right? This is a medicated dental chew that absolutely improves their breath. And I would say even as a veterinarian, it helps. So you don't have to give them every night. I mean, you can give them every day. I tend to give them at night, okay, after they eat. One little thing I would recommend with these is I would give them only a little piece at a time to get their system used to it. The reason too for that is because they will end up having green poop. Any of you out there that have given greenies out there for the first time, when you were starting off, they absolutely have super green poop. So this is the same way. They tend to have a little bit of loose stool with it and green poop. So transition them slowly, break the pieces apart and give it to them slowly. And if you want to give it every day, you will see a difference in their dental health. Now, for those dogs that have really nasty mouths out there, it's not going to replace a dental, but it can absolutely help with maintaining their oral health and keeping that fresh breath. So she is intent on getting I don't know if I can give her a whole piece here, on her Oravet chew. Okay, next.
A few moments later.
Slow feeders. If you have a super speedy demon eater like I do, you want to try to slow them down a little bit, which is probably a good thing as a veterinarian. We do not want your animals to be eating super fast. These slow feeders turn meal into a puzzle, basically. So instead of inhaling food in like a second, it takes them more like a few minutes to actually eat it. So this matters greatly because it reduces a thing called gastrointestinal volvulus or bloat. It helps with digestion, maybe even acid reflux, and it actually does help them enjoy their food more instead of just inhaling. When they inhale food, they tend to not digest their food in their mouth. Their actually digestion starts in the mouth. And when they inhale it like that, there's absolutely no time and it just goes straight into that stomach. So reducing bloat is really, really, really important in larger breed dogs or a deep chested dog. German Shepherds, Great Danes, anything with a big, deep chest are prone to gastrointestinal volvulus or bloat. So even if you have one of these breeds that aren't a super fast eater, I still highly recommend getting one of these feeders. It's also a great mental stimulation for them. They'll probably figure it out pretty quickly. And the first time you try it, they may look at you like, what I do here? Like this one did. But once they figure it out, it still slows them down quite a bit. This is also great if you have to kennel your kiddo for long periods of time. Keeps them busy for maybe about 15, 20 minutes, or maybe like 5 minutes when you leave the house. It just depends. So there are smaller ones in this and there's some bigger ones in that. But again, this is a really helpful thing medically and mentally and physically. Alrighty. Next. Kong toys. Probably a lot of you are familiar with Kong and Kong the brand, but what I like about them so much is how friggin' durable these things are. This is, I mean, I don't know if you can see it on camera how beat up this thing is. I kind of washed it so it didn't look so bad on camera, but I'm pretty sure this was like since my vet school days, like over 12 years ago, 15 years ago. And they're just extremely durable. Plus the story behind them is actually pretty cool. If you're into cars, it's actually a neat car story. So I tend to stuff these up with their own kibble. I put a little bit of wet food in there and then I freeze them overnight. And when I have those long ER nights that I'm working, or even really long days we're working, it keeps them busy for quite some time. You can just fill it just about with anything that dogs can eat. Blueberries, you can freeze those. You can do frozen pumpkin, peanut butter, plain yogurt. Just watch the calories, nutritionist at heart here, which I'm about to get into, but it's great if you're working from home when those long hours are leaving the house with longer periods of time. It gives them something to do. And if you're finding this fun and interesting and helpful, go ahead and give that a thumbs up so other dog parents can find it. And speaking of treats, next. Homemade treats. I make my own dog treats, and before you think that sounds complicated, it's really not. Hear me out on this. I have an entire video on soft baked pumpkin treats that you can make in probably 30 minutes and during the holidays. It's really inexpensive and you absolutely will save some money, and the dogs really go crazy for them. Links in the description if you want. Just remember, treats are treats, got some calories, so account for them in their daily food. Okay, up next. Dental chews. Another really great dental product, but also, are you anticipating this one too? But also really helps with their teeth. So it is a medicated rawhide. Okay, I don't give this one as much as the Oravet chews. This one's more like a once a week thing, right? But come in these long strips, and this one keeps them a little bit more entertained. I tend to go, if I have a long night, I tend to give one of these when it comes to entertaining them. It's really great for getting off those, some of that plaque off their teeth. And again, once a week is good, but they count as food. And nutritionist here at heart, I really want to talk a little bit about treats and calories when it comes to that, because we tend to have a little bit of an obesity problem in our animals. We can talk about that in a video. Anything that we're putting in their mouths is treats that add up in calories. So we're going to talk a tiny bit on nutrition. So the Oravet chews and these are awesome for teeth, but they count as food. And here's what owners need to understand about treats and calories. And you may already know this, but wanting to help you out a little bit on the nutrition here. So when you give your dog a dental chew or an Oravet or anything, bully stick, Kongs full of kibble, you need to reduce their regular meals to compensate for that. You can think of it this way. A dental chew for a 30-pound dog, 35 pounds here, is like you eating 200 to 300 calorie snack. If you ate an extra 300 calories every single day and didn't adjust your meals, you'd probably gain weight. Same with these guys. So check the package, it'll tell you the calorie count. And you're gonna wanna reduce their dinner or their breakfast, or their snack, however you're feeding them, by that amount. Maybe a little less kibble, a little less wet food. I know it seems fussy, but obesity is really big in the country. It's the #1 preventable disease we can actually have in our dogs and cats. And it leads to many, many problems that we don't wanna talk about right now because it's the holidays, right? But it does improve their lifespan. But ultimately, your veterinarian can help you figure out exact portion sizes, or if you're interested in a video, we can go over that, because I know nutrition is a really big thing on owners' mind right now. Next. Are puzzle feeders. Puzzle feeders are different from slow feeders because they actually make your dog work probably more than the actual slow feeders. There's actually sliding pieces and there's flaps, and it's a little bit more of a problem solving. And with problem solving comes with mental stimulation. And there's also probably a little bit more exercise in this. So a 15-minute puzzle session can tire them out, probably maybe even close to like a 30-minute walk because they keep going. So this is really great for those rainy days that you can't take them out. High energy dogs, or you want them to chill out a bit. The other thing this is really great for is if you have to kennel your dog for longer periods of time. So you just fill all this stuff. It's a lick mat. It fills it up with tons of kibble. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with this, and hopefully, and it's pretty durable. It's really, really durable material. This is a great piece to have for them. Next, Fortiflora, a probiotic. I love this stuff. I use it like candy with these dogs. I pretty much use it daily, which is why I have the cat box, because I'm out of the dog. It keeps their gut healthy by supplying some really great probiotics to their digestive health. And when you have a good GI health, you're gonna have a lot less diarrhea. So not every upset tummy or diarrhea needs a vet visit. Sometimes they just ate some nasty grass of the dog part, or they're a little bit on the stressful side, or you switched foods too fast. Pull this out. You don't need to give it every day, but it's also really great to have in your dog pet medicine cabinet. Don't want to necessarily give the dog version to the cats and the cat version to the dogs. And again, they love the taste of this. So if you're trying to try out a new food and maybe they're sticking their nose at it, try putting some of this on. Next, I really can't pull this one out of the bag, but dog beds. I wish I could recommend some great dog beds out there, but honestly, most are pretty similar, and no matter how much I train the dogs not to be on the bed, the $15 bed, ignored. The $150 orthopedic dog bag, no. The $2,000 orthopedic mattress, well, I guess that hits the spot. So if you're struggling like me with this problem, maybe we can start a support group. But if your dog does use their beds, I wish mine did, get them a new one. Look for something washable. It's easier to wash. Some of those things are incredibly complex. I've seen these and they're just really a nightmare to wash. Appropriately sized, right? So if you have a giant Great Dane trying to be in a Chihuahua sized bed, I mean, more power to them. Maybe a little softer for those achy joints out there. So speaking of achy joints, I do have a quick video on arthritis if you're interested. Okay. Next, it's called a gentle leader. So hear me out on this one. This one's a game changer for dogs, and for those that have big time pullers on the walks, right? So it gives you so much more control without choking, even harnessing or hurting your dog. Harnesses are great too, but this is even better. It works with gentle pressure on the nose and behind the head, and when they pull it, it redirects their head back toward you. It takes a few walks and some training in the beginning to get them to get used to it, and they're going to put up a little bit of a fight. But the more resilient you are, it will really help them and you, because walking becomes equally enjoyable for them and you. And if you got a giant dog and you're a little bit on the smaller side, and we don't want them hurting you. So again, this is a game changer, and I'm going to demonstrate that on Rouge right now. So it goes over the nose like this. Rouge, we're just demonstrating, okay? So it goes over the nose like so, and clasp behind their head, and then the leash just goes right here. So I just have complete control. We just basically barely move the head, and you have control of like 150-pound Great Dane. Next, here's the Cole of pet gifts. And if you watch the cat video, you already know, but this is absolutely gold for your dog. Because look, I'm a veterinarian, and of course I'm going to remind you about your monthly preventions, like all the time. And again, with the cat one, which I hope you guys go watch, it's actually pretty funny. I have a little story to tell. It's story time, and I really can't make this up. So I was bringing some of my plants in. I brought one particular plant, and there was a really huge mosquito flying around the house. And it's December in Texas, and it's warmed up a little bit right now, but it was 37. And for those of you up north, yes, I know that's still hot, but mosquitoes are still active out there. It came in with the plant. So if you're bringing in your plants, there could be mosquitoes in there. Those mosquitoes might just infect your dog or your cat, and it only takes one. So, and it's not just heartworms, there's fleas and ticks and intestinal parasites, and none of us And your dogs want those pesky little parasites for Christmas, right? This isn't exciting, but it's protection. And last and most important is a ticket for more walks, specifically good for more walks. Okay, so here's what your dog actually wants more, is more walks. That's it. It's the best gift of all. And just remember, your dog loves you no matter what. Even if you don't get them anything or not. It's not about the expensive beds and toys and treats. What matters to them is you. These gifts will help to keep them healthy, entertained, mentally stimulated, a little bit of extra calories. But again, what they mostly want is time with you. If this was helpful, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I just posted that cat video too. It's really fun to watch. Share this with your dog-loving friends if they're scrambling for gift ideas. The links are in the description for Amazon or Chewy, but let's be real, you're probably already shopping on both simultaneously at 2 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't cost you extra, but it absolutely helps the channel. And I only leak stuff that the dogs actually use. Prefer to shop local though? Check the description for that too. And absolutely happy holidays to you and all your loving pups out there. I wonder if we got any of that. In fact, I kept the little sign, or the little... Can't talk today. So again, they there's a little bit of medicated dental. There's a little bit of... Oh my gosh. Have any of you ever heard of slow feeders? I know, Rouge, it's not mealtime. So, slow feeders are great. If you have a super demon speed eater, we have the cat in check over here. Couldn't resist the spotlight. Prevention is kind of like analogous to parents, where you don't really want to listen to them, but you know they're right, and they care. And there's another, oh God. I got 2 kiddos. I think Rouge is tired.